Hello world, is it us you're looking for? It's 80s Music Twin.
Hello world, I'm surprised you didn't say we are the world.
No. Okay, we're doing Lionel Richie, our second American Idol judge, after Paul Abdul, a month or two back, something like that. Anyways,
That's what he's known for. He's known for that today, I suppose.
Today, yeah, probably American Idol judge. Is
Yeah.
he still doing it presently?
Yeah, he just signed
Okay.
up for another season.
All right. Maybe a lot of you know him also because he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame last year.
I was thinking this generation does not know him as much as they know his adopted daughter,
I don't know what
Nicole Richie.
but what has she ever done?
She was with
Paris Hilton in The Simple Life,
those TV shows,
which
right?
was still 2 decades ago,
well,
or more longer.
I thought okay. So
What'd she do now?
she was a daughter of one of his band members,
Maybe.
and she's the niece of Sheila E.
Who is the woman in his video Running with the Night, the one at the wedding,
Yeah,
and he comes to dance with her. That's Sheila E.
yeah, that's crashes and wedding. First, I don't like these they like show like a beautiful woman and nobody's talking to her like she's an outcast. Really, like come on.
Yeah, she's at the table by herself.
Yeah,
Really?
like she would.
First of all, if she got invited, she probably got friends in the crowd other than whoever's getting married. Unless, maybe she's a coworker. You have that coworker that nobody knows. But if you were the coworker and you didn't know anybody, you'll go to the wedding. You're not going to the reception, right? Not if you're by yourself. Anyways, all the white people at the wedding are acting like they're about to be robbed or something. Gang rolls in. He has a lot of videos where he goes.
Yeah.
and they actually, I hate the videos where they also, they play the song, but you can actually hear everything else in the song, like cars rolling by and horns honking. They don't just limit it to the music.
How do you run with the night, anyways?
You can run through the shadows.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they're playing in the shadows. Why would you play in the shadows?
Yeah.
Can't see anything.
Throw me a ball. Boom. Sorry. Anyway, so if you don't know, Lionel Richie actually started off in the Commodores.
Yeah.
Who we're going to do in a few weeks. In between,
He played the piano for them and the saxophone.
saxophone. I did not know he played
I
saxophone.
didn't either.
So we're going to do the Commodores in a few weeks,
Yeah.
but in between we're doing the Pointer Sisters because one of the sisters died. She's the third one to die out of 4. And then some of the daughters have come in to take their place. But she died on New Year's Eve. We'll get them next week. Then the Commodores are coming back, treating it just like we did Robert Plant with Led Zeppelin. We did his solo career, then we backtracked to where he came from. Few bands we could have did that for that we haven't done, like Michael Jackson. We didn't do. We could have backtracked to
Jackson 5? No,
but we didn't.
wouldn't.
So that's probably the only one. Joe Walsh, he came, he didn't really do Eagles as a solo career. He was solo and then Eagles and bounced back to bands. Who else? Eric Clapton. He had some bands he came from, but they didn't have enough hits to do, so we can't do him.
So Eric Clapton is the hitmaker.
Right. Anyway, so we're going to do Commodores in a few weeks. But Lionel Richie. Okay, so you mentioned...
Born in Tuskegee.
Which is his last
Alabama,
album.
yeah.
The last album he's put out is called Tuskegee.
Yeah. Well, the Commodores, I think.
They all were
are
from there.
Yeah, and they all went to college together, I think.
Right. And so he breaks off from them because while he was with the Commodores, he did the duet for Endless Love with Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Right? It's considered...
Which was nominated for an Academy Award, didn't win.
Who did lose to?
I didn't see.
I
I didn't look
forget.
at it.
I
But
was
he
thinking it
did.
was
He
Flashdance,
did
but it
win.
wasn't.
He did White Knight's "Say You Say Me,"
Which
he
did win
he
the
did.
Oscar. Right. He was in a movie. He was actually in The Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington.
I told you he had to connect us with Madonna. He was actually in Truth or Dare documentary.
Yes.
He was probably in it for 10 seconds. I couldn't find a clip on
And
YouTube.
my connection is he and Madonna had a song called Angel.
Not the same song though.
The song was not in Madonna's top 10. I think it did make our 11 through 20. I might have read that off. Anyways, so he started back in 1982 officially, but 81, while with the Commodores, he did that duet. It's considered the biggest duet of all time.
Yeah. Even before that, after the Commodores, but before his solo album, he wrote in 1980 Lady for Kenny Rogers.
And he must be a country fan because in the last decade, he's remade a lot of his hits on various country artists.
He's like Darius Rucker.
Yeah, but he didn't pick one person. Like he did a song with Shania Twain, then with Tim McGraw, then Alabama, obviously, during his career with Deep River Woman.
Right.
Stuck With You, is that considered a country song?
No.
It's got a kind of a twang to it.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know. But so he's still trying to keep himself
Stuck
relevant.
Stuck on. Is that Stuck With You?
Oh, Stuck On You.
Stuck
You're
On
right.
You.
Stuck With You was Huey
Stuck
Lewis.
on. Happy to be stuck with you.
Yeah, you're right. He did, and he also wrote, famously, We Are the World, you mentioned that, co-writing that with Michael Jackson, right? I thought Quincy Jones had done everything.
Quincy Jones produced it.
Right, so those two guys wrote it.
Right.
And both of them sang in it, right? Curiously, Madonna did not sing on We Are the World. She was like popular at that time. They didn't call her. Do we want her involved? No.
There's a lot of people that weren't on Wheel. They could
Yeah.
only fit so many people.
Wasn't Cheech and Chong in it?
No.
No? Okay.
Cheech was in Lionel Richie's video.
Dancing with the Ceiling, along with
Dancing on the Ceiling.
Rodney Dangerfield, who was also in Billy Joel prior to that. Okay. So,
That's his 2 cents.
so on his very first album, okay, it's
Now, the
self-titled.
second album did better than the first album.
Second album is his all-time
Yeah,
greatest album.
but the first album is the cover I know.
I know. Now I don't know if you've seen this. I think I've mentioned Rhett and Link on the show before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of
So
it. I've watched
they actually redid his debut album, recut every song to fit. I've not heard anything, but and then they also had a cover where both of them are standing exactly like Lionel Richie. Rhett and Link also did. They took there's a video. If you plug in Lionel Richie and Rhett and Link, there's a video that shows they were carrying around this karaoke machine with the radio player on it, and they were playing all night long. And they were taking it into the bathroom with them, making other people sing.
Now, all night long, probably the video that made him superstardom.
Right.
Directed by a monkey.
What?
Not a literal monkey. One of the monkeys.
Oh!
Michael Nesmith.
You're right.
This video is easy. A monkey could direct it.
I can't go there. Okay. Yeah. So his phrases in there, you would think were a legitimate language, and they're not. Jumbo
They're just things that
he made it up.
All right, yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
You watch the video, the cop. Oh, the cop.
Yeah, the cops.
The thing was going to be shut down, and he's just dancing.
But before that, let's get back to the first album. So we got 3 songs. Truly, which sounds like a Commodore song, Easy, and 3 Times a Lady. Then you got My Love. My Love, I like it. The line, he was ahead of his time. Just thinking about you, baby, blows my mind. He said it way before that.
I said blows my mind before it was a phrase.
Before it was a phrase.
And then the last one, you are probably my favorite out of those
Thomas
3.
Dolby was the keyboardist, right? And Richard Marx was a backing vocalist.
He was a backing vocalist in the first and second album.
Okay. What? Yeah. And
Also his keyboardist, a lot of songs were as Greg Phalanges from Eric Clapton's August.
I think I saw Nathan Lane, or not Lane, Nathan East also, which was on Eric Clapton. So they must have just went around with each other. I don't know what band were they from. They probably were connected somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, no Phil Collins though. You would think he would join them.
Yeah.
Okay, so get to the second album. 6 hits. Second and third album. 6 hits apiece. Right? And it's just interesting that 5 number 1 hits. Dancing on the Ceiling. Did he have a number 1 hit on that one?
I don't know.
I don't think he did. He had Dancing on the Ceiling came to number 2. And then I'm Retiring.
Well, Say You Say Me. What album did he put that on?
Dancing on the Ceiling.
All right. It wasn't.
But
it was from the movie, but he put it on the album.
Yeah, it was
that
actually
reached number
in the movie the year before.
I believe that was
okay.
number 1 4 weeks.
Would that have been his last number 1?
But it was not the biggest hit. The biggest hit was
Endless Love.
No,
No?
for that year, which Say You Say
Oh.
Me was Dionne Warwick's.
That's what Friends were for. Right.
Which was the duet with her, Stevie Wonder, Elton John,
John.
and is there a 4th one or is there just 3? I think there was another one.
Dionne-
Gladys.
Gladys Knight, yes. And the Pips weren't there. Okay, so let's go with. All right, you mentioned hello to me before. No,
Yeah.
I started with hello.
Okay.
The joke. I don't know if anybody got that joke. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And I asked my son, is that appropriate? Because
She's blind in the video.
blind. Now he said yes, because you can be blind and still looking for. As a matter of fact, you're probably looking for everything. You're like, right?
She obviously had put her hands all over his face because she sculpted the clay to be.
Right,
She
right.
must have touched him.
Right.
No.
Now, when you're talking to a blind person, can you say, "Look"?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you can't say something about seeing, but looking for something, I guess,
Yeah.
is okay for a blind person.
So if you haven't seen Hello, you gotta watch that video first, and then find him on Jimmy Fallon's
I
Tonight
watched
Show.
that. That was funny.
And Jimmy Fallon does the Lionel Richie role, and Lionel Richie's head pokes through the table,
Yeah.
and he pretends to be the sculptured head.
And, yeah,
they're both singing, and they're just cracking up laughing. Cause
So he was facing that direction first, and then he turned. You could see his head move toward the audience. That would be hard to sing that while
Yeah.
you're under a table. So he's a good sport, obviously. And then his head face turned into the sculpture. That wouldn't have been the same sculpture that she did.
now I think the real life scenario in that Hello video would have been, feel your face, and then we have sculpting you goes, I made your like this. And you turn it, it's like, that's what it normally would have been.
It's just like a sketch artist when you describe it for it and turn it around. It's like nothing else. But that would have been the last time Jimmy Fallon was funny.
Yeah.
Something like that. How long ago was that?
All the Tonight shows, not the Tonight
The
Show.
late
but
shows.
All the late shows have become political.
Right.
So
they're no longer funny. Don't watch them. And they still have musical guests, so I guess there's some entertainment value. Yeah.
no, they're not, because it's not the 80s musical.
Oh, true. Never mind. Today's music sucks. Let's get that in. So what album would you buy?
It's a close one from the second and third. Dancing on the Ceiling or Can't Slow Down. I don't know.
It is close.
It's close.
I think I would still get Can't Slow Down. That was the album of the year.
Yeah.
For the Grammys.
Now, the earliest memories I have it with Ari had the cassette. We played it when we stayed over our grandma's house.
Oh yeah.
That along with Wheels Are Turning for Ari Speedway and
Phil Collins.
Don't, No Joker Required.
A few others. Right. So, why he? I mean, he literally. Now he had a career with the Commodores first. He puts out 3 albums, then he decides to retire.
Yeah.
For almost a decade.
Until 1996.
And I think it's because Nicole came into the spotlight with her show that he decided to come back.
Right.
I mean, in between, he did put out a greatest hits, Back to Front, which had 1 hit on it. But then he didn't come back till like 1996. And I do, like you, I forgot to put it on the list, Time. And I remembered hearing that on the radio. But it never charted, which shows people in that decade didn't appreciate good music anymore, right? And then I think he didn't have any hits after that, even though we are going to put 3 of them in our top 10. Just to vary. I mean, we can't choose everything from 2 albums. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could because it's 12 hits.
Yeah. But he's mostly recognized as a great balladeer.
Yeah, and lyricist. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people asked for him to write stuff, and he maybe didn't. Okay, so is there anything else? Weird Al do anything?
Weird Al didn't do anything specifically for him.
Really?
Oh wait, no, that's not true. I think he did. I don't remember what song. On one of it, like Polka Party or something. He
Okay.
did.
You would think it'd take all night long.
I mean, he might have. I don't
do
recall
the-
which.
and do-
I don't recall which.
Do the illegitimate words into his polka. You can do that. All right, so you're gonna get the top 10?
Yep.
Top 10. All right, I didn't mention this, but technically Lionel Richie did have some ranked songs after his main albums. They just never made crack the top 40. His last ranked song in the top 100 was "I Call It Love." Nicole Richie did appear in
In
that
the video, yeah, I saw
yeah.
that.
And I think she was the inspiration for his song "Ballerina Girl."
Yeah.
I don't think that was her in the video, which is weird to think of. During the time of his career that he was really good, she would have been not even 10 years old. So, okay, honorable mention. You don't have any honorable mention. All the top 10 you guessed. My honorables. Say You, Say Me, I do have in there.
I only like it when it gets to the fast parts.
And you want to know something? I timed it. 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's not long. It's not long.
It's kind of out of place. All right, and then Say La, because it's a kind of a reggae kind of beat to it. Okay, so that brings us to our top 10. And by and large, the songs come from Can't Slow Down. So there's 6 hits. How many of those hits are in our top 10?
From Can't Slow Up, all of them.
No.
No, okay.
They're not all that good.
Four.
of them. And no, I didn't read those two. Those two came from Dancing on the Ceiling. They were just put in. It would have been bad if one of those from that song I just read, and you thought all 6 were in it when I just read some. Okay. Anyways, number 10, coming from the same title of the same name, Just For You, coming from Just For You, obviously. You have it at 6. I have it 18.
You didn't like it at all.
Way down there. No, I actually
Listen to it.
I actually did listen to it again. It's pretty good. As a matter of fact, the music is pretty crisp. You know what it doesn't sound like?
What?
An actual band. It just sounds like he's got.
He programmed it. Actually.
Yeah, so maybe that's why I didn't like it. By the way, let's go over some of these albums. I like how he has Just For You, and then Coming Home. Just go. Once you came home, just go.
Yeah.
Come on home. All right,
You've overstayed your welcome.
You need to get out of here. Okay. Next one. That was the only song from Just For You. Coming from the next album, Renaissance. The only song from that album, Angel. Which is
You're my angel.
no, that's Madonna. And you have this at 7, so you like the other song better than this, which and I do too. So that's why actually you like Just For You better than this one by 1.
But
I
you
this
like
song
the
by
other
2.
song, yeah.
So I have it at 16, slightly better than Just For You. And it's got that drum beat, boom, 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 just constant drum beat. That's all I remember. I don't remember the music. The lyrics and the drums, and that's it. Okay. Next one up, coming from Dancing on the Ceiling. Surprise.
I would not recommend Dancing on the Ceiling.
We only have 2 songs from Dancing on the Ceiling.
It must be. That video game. It must be a split screen
Because they do actually have
people that are normal while looking
right.
right.
Both of us
No,
have,
what it is it's 2 separate areas, and this area turned, and they didn't.
yeah. It might be. I mean, you wouldn't have an entire room turn, because you'd have the camera set up in the one.
Yeah.
So they don't. You can't have the camera turn while everyone else. Or can you have it to where? No, you couldn't. You couldn't just turn the camera because everybody's still on the floor. So they have to actually go with the room.
Now, there's a guy who did that. There's a famous scene in Breaking Electric Boogaloo. Breaking 2.
Okay.
Electric Boogaloo, the guy dances.
Never watched that movie.
I've never seen it either. I've seen reviews of it.
All right. Anyways, before you throw it off too far, it's not Dancing on the Ceiling that's at number 8. Okay, we're talking about the album Dancing on the Ceiling.
I know. I just
But the song, both of us have it at number 10. It's Love Will Conquer All. And
Will it?
Yes. Well, here, I'll throw this at you. God is love. God will conquer all.
Okay.
Agreed. Okay, next one up.
Anyway, that's the one where, okay, so he had the phone call.
Yeah.
And he gets in his car and he's
Did he ever
driving.
I turned it off. I couldn't.
Yeah,
Did he ever get to her?
Yeah, she was packing to leave.
Okay.
And he got there just as she was leaving, and then he hugged and kissed him. So, okay, I'm not
Yeah, but if
leaving.
she wants to leave just because he's there. Can't she still leave? We don't know the context.
Yeah,
of
well,
why
I
she's
mean,
leaving.
if they continue to do, she hugged him, she kissed him, and then she's like, bye! We didn't see that part.
All right. Next one, number 7, coming from Can't Slow Down. So this would be well, 2 of them didn't make it. I'd have to look to see which 2 actually didn't make the list. But Penny Lover, both of us had this at number 9. And I don't know, I'm sure you watched it before. We all know who a penny lover is, right?
Scrooge. So, I don't know.
Mr. Krabs.
Oh, okay.
SpongeBob. He actually, one episode where
Scrooge is back there counting them all.
yeah, but he actually had an episode where he took Gary. Somehow Gary was magnetic, and all the pennies went right together. So he was using Gary to find extra pennies on the ground. So he's a penny lover. Okay. Then he's famous for going, I like money.
I know. Well, here's like, Penny has to be the name of a woman, because
Right.
out of all the money you would love, would pennies be the number one?
I'll take
Like quarters.
you can't rhyme a dollar lover.
Silver
That-
dollar.
That doesn't sound like a good snappy title. So, okay. Next one up also comes from Can't Slow Down. I have this at 7. You have it at 8, and it is Stuck on You. Not with you. By the way, that was a movie with Greg Kinnear
And Matt Damon, yeah. I saw that
Were
at
they
the theater.
Siamese twins?
Yeah, I saw it at the theater. Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it.
Since, okay.
Yeah. And which musician? There was a lady musician that was in that one. I can't.
Oh, it's Eva Mendes was the...
Okay. No, but I mean, towards the end, I can't remember. We were mess up. Some older lady. It wasn't Cher, was it?
No.
Okay.
Rita
Barbara
Moreno?
Streisand? Bette Midler? One of those. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. Was it that funny? I don't know that it was that funny.
It was alright.
Okay.
It's like Dumb and Dumber.
By the way, if it's not Siamese twins, the only way to say stuck on you is if you glued yourself
Yeah.
accidentally.
Barnacles, they get stuck on boats.
Alright, next one up, number 5, coming from his debut, the only song from his debut album, and that would be You Are. So obviously you could put You Are and the whole song, you could just plug in the rest of the sentence, right, all the way down the line. Both of us have this.
What doesn't
number
say
5.
You are the sun.
Yeah, he
you
contradicts
are the rain.
himself. She's everything, right? You're the sun, you're the rain. Let me just go through everything you are.
Yeah,
And
just 2
start
days later he's still
listing off the entire dictionary. All right, okay. Number 4, coming from Time.
It's about time.
Yes, you have it at 3. I have it at 4. And this is the song that.
Well, that's a
didn't
negative
rank.
song about time. He's saying it's not on their side. Well, it's like Rolling Stones. Time is not on their side.
Right. I like the video though. I mean, it's kind of in black and white, but
Yes.
everybody is really laid back in that video. and the background lady singers, they sing that so nonchalant. He's like, and time.
I just think this was probably Lionel Richie's coolest he looked.
Yeah, I do like his look because he doesn't have the afro anymore, right? The big afro. Okay, number 3, coming from Can't Slow Down. I have this at 3, you have it at 4, so it's a flip of time. I like this one better, you like the other one better. That one didn't rank, so I had to put this one above it. And that would be Running with the Night. Now, we already mentioned the girl is Sheila E., who we mentioned in Prince's video because she was the drummer. She also had a solo career. But the guitar solo is from Steve Lukather from Toto.
Oh, okay.
So he did guitars on other bands. We mentioned him before. But he had the
Speaking of Toto, I just watched, I can't remember if it was a movie or a TV show, and it said music by Steve Porcaro. Isn't he one of the brothers?
Yeah, he was.
So he does soundtracks and stuff.
Right.
It might have been a TV show. I think it was a TV show.
Well, I remember seeing Firewalker. I probably already said this. I remember seeing Firewalker with Chuck Norris, and it said something like film editing by Richard Marx. And
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
I think it's a different Richard Marx. Okay, coming at number 2 from Dancing on the Ceiling. Dancing on a Ceiling. I have this as my favorite song. You have it at number 2. But it only came in at number 2. So
What? What's happening here?
Now, this happened second, but the similarity would be Poltergeist.
This is the only criticism I have of when they do those kind of shots. It's obvious
because they have to use the wall.
Yeah, and
to get up.
they're like this for a while, and they do this slow.
Well, you know what? They actually do have one lady.
Where that I would love to know how they do that.
That was impressive.
Yes.
Everybody was up there, and she was upside down, and then she flipped.
Yeah.
And she was with them. So obviously she was some sort of acrobat. You know, so that was cool.
Yeah.
And I like the guy who's holding the wine bottle that's dripping downwards, and the lady's filling her champagne glass.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Anyways, so Rodney Dangerfield and Cheech Marin are neighbors, apparently. Right?
I thought one of them might have been the landlord.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nobody else was in that was famous, right?
No.
Okay.
So stupid.
All right, and then our number 1 song.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. You have it as your number 1. I do have it at number 2, but this one would this be the overplayed song of him? Probably.
It's the one I hear all the time.
Yes. So, but it's a cool song. The one you're gonna hear. This might as well be it, and that would be.
I hear more Commodore songs than.
Really? That's funny.
Because I hear Easier Now and Then and Brick House all the time. So.
Okay. All night long. All night. Because you have to do the people in the background vocals. They have to be included in the title, right?
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Billy Squires' All Night Long, which also was a high charted hit for us.
Don't you want to live?
All right, so I didn't mention this. So All Night Long, All Night, was in the pilot episode of Miami Vice. They were from Tuskegee.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good soundtrack to get.
Yes. So think about the songs. Jan Hammer, title song. Glenn Frey had multiples, right? You Belong to the City King. Smuggler's Blues was in the first year. In the Air Tonight was on that.
No Collins.
Yeah, so 4 decent songs right away. I don't know who else was on there, so I'm gonna have to go to the library and check it out. So that's the top 10, which you agree with, obviously, and you obviously agree with it. Why not? You got every song right, so if you put some other songs in there, you're wrong. Yeah, Endless Love, should that have made the list?
No. It's a slow one, that's why.
Maybe eventually, and that did.
Maybe we should have added.
You would think he never put Endless Love on it.
Maybe you should have added We Are the World to our list. I don't know, you didn't actually.
I know, I didn't, but here's the thing. How many artists would we keep ranking that for?
Was he in it? Did he sing?
Who? Lionel Richie?
Lionel Richie?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember.
But I mean, we could have put that in Huey Lewis,
Everybody's
Hall and Oates, every artist we've done. We could have.
And it would not have made any of the top 10s.
It's an okay song every now and then when you haven't heard it. That year, and that was a pretty good year, 1985. Luckily, it was a good year, because if it was a slow year, that would have drowned out everything. Did that song win anything? Grammy or anything?
It had to have won something.
So give that to Lionel Richie too, because he wrote it. All right, so next week, like I said, Anita Pointer died, so we're going to do a Pointer Sisters, followed by the Commodores, and then I'm not sure where we go after that. I think we're going to have a long list of people tied together after that too, so maybe that'll give everybody a hint where we're going after that, unless there's more death. That's how we do extra.
There's only, well, one we're for sure doing. You know, we'd only have one other death that would happen.
Yeah, out of the original 4, there's only one lady left from the Pointer Sisters. So.
That's not who I was talking about.
What were you talking about?
The other band. Are you sure?
Oh yeah, no, there's 2 more, right?
Yeah, but we're doing one for sure.
I got you.
So the other one would have to die for.
Okay. Do you get that? Do you get that? We're speaking code.
This will be cut. So next week we're doing the Pointer Sisters.
Yes. So we see you then. Bye.
Bye.